kind of funny when you are trying to annex a country through peaceful means at first, and you send the most annoying loser there. Do you really feel like people in Greenland are going to see J.D. Vance and go, oh, that's a guy who I want to lead my country. That's who I want to be in charge of here. My man took out a straight up ad, dude. What the heck is going on? Holy moly. If I know anything about the Macy's, probably put that DW video. Oh, damn, he missed it. Okay. Well, I got it in here.
Vance and his wife Usha Vance on a visit to Greenland as President Trump insists that its territory should become part of the U.S. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran is on the scene there for us in Greenland. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Lindsay. Well, Vice President Vance arrives at that American air base this afternoon, and people are rattled. A lot of people laughed.
What is going on, man? What is going on? They ain't got internet out there, bro. Let him be. They don't even got internet, dude. Let him be, bro. Leave him alone. What are we doing? Oh, my Lord. God. Hasan, stream quality. How dare you, dude? My stream quality is excellent. Everything about this is stupid. I don't know what to say, where to begin, how stupid this is, how awful this is. It's just every part of this sucks. What is this? Let's go Knicks? I don't care.
Declared that the U.S. will take over Greenland. Now they know he's serious, and many see this trip as anything but friendly. This morning, Vice President J.D. Vance and the Second Lady will touch down in Greenland for a trip that's seen here as far more than a friendly visit. Vance's trip to a U.S. Space Force base in the far north of Greenland comes as President Trump makes clear the U.S. aims to take control here.
We need Greenland for national security and international security, so I think we'll go as far as we have to go. We need Greenland.
Greenland is an independent territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Rich in rare earth minerals, the island is also strategically positioned to counter rivals like Russia and China, who have both been building up a military presence in the Arctic.
The world needs us to have Greenland, including Denmark.
Yeah, the world definitely needs us to have Greenland. Yeah, the world is aching for Donald Trump to militarily annex Greenland. Everyone's like, man, this would be so much better. They're looking at Greenland going, it would be so sick if America invaded. Yeah. It's cool. They're crying for it. A child crying in the store that their parent won't buy them a toy. Dude, I think we are going to see stuff like this way more frequently. I'm Danish and there's no way y'all get Greenland. Big Dong can't just keep repeating it to make it true Lamau. He's going to look more and more like a loser for not getting his way. We'll see, man. I don't know. It's just like the problem is at a certain point, and I've said this before, when soft power falls apart and it's all hard power, people are going to turn around and say, okay, this seems a lot like you're militarily invading us. Security partnerships, 800 military bases that have been crafted through security partnerships will turn into 800 different military invasions. That's unsustainable. That is unsustainable. So the more they do stuff like this, there's going to come a point where people say, enough's enough. Okay, we're done. We're done with this. They are going to try and do everything they can to stop this from happening. All I see in the future for American foreign policy and in general is just is more instability, more global instability.
Denmark has to have us have Greenland, and we'll see what happens. But if we don't have Greenland, we can't have great international security.
Trump has repeatedly raised the possibility of purchasing Greenland or taking it over, quote, one way or the other. The Danish Prime Minister firing back, saying Greenland belongs to Greenlanders. Greenland's prime minister adamant, saying, "We are not for sale," and calling today's visit by the vice president highly aggressive. Here in Nuuk, Greenland's capital, you can hear the concern about what all this might mean. Do you think this is pressure on you guys, though?
Yeah, it's very much. It's very
for
much.
everybody.
Second Lady Usha Vance had at first planned to attend a dog sled race and promote cultural ties, but those plans were dropped as the criticisms mounted. Many people here do want to see a deeper, enhanced relationship with the U.S. There's a lot of resentment against Denmark, but an American takeover of Greenland, polls show and conversations confirm, most people reject that. Rebecca?
All right, Terry, some big questions there. Thank you.
Vice President J.D. Vance left the U.S. to visit a military base in Greenland, an important part of America's missile defenses. He is traveling with his wife after her plan to visit another part of the territory changed. Holly Williams is in Greenland asking locals about President Trump's vow to take over the island. Holly, good morning.
Good morning, Adriana. The original plan was for the Second Lady, Usha Vance, to come here to Greenland's capital, Nuuk, on a private visit, including watching a dog sledding race. But that was scrapped after Greenland's outgoing Prime Minister called it, quote, highly aggressive and
This is amazing. They couldn't find one person to even let Usha into their home. That's hilarious, dude. According to Danish TV2, representatives from the USA have been going door to door in Nuuk over the past few days to find Greenlanders who wanted to be visited by Usha Vance. After they failed to find anyone, the visit was canceled. Amazing. You couldn't find one person? That's crazy. What happened to the MAGA hat wearing homeless people or whatever? The random people that they gave MAGA hats to be like, hey, stand right here in front of Charlie Kirk. To talk about how much, where's that one guy? There's the one like the weed dealer guy who is like a MAGA influencer. What happened? I thought there was one hog in all of Greenland. I thought they found one hog in all of Greenland. He doesn't have a home? I guess, yeah, homeless implies that they don't have homes that Usha could visit. But the one influencer, I don't think he's homeless.
provocative.
Greenland's always been a quiet place, but has now been swept up in the noise of US politics and President Trump's territorial ambitions.
How long have your Inuit ancestors lived on this land?
Thousands of years.
Kuno Fenker told us he's proud to be Inuit, the indigenous people of this land. He's also a lawmaker in Greenland's parliament.
Who should decide the future of Greenland?
The Greenlandic people.
But as the US and Russia vie for military dominance in the Arctic, President Trump says the US needs to take control of Greenland for security reasons. And he's refused to rule out using economic or military.
No, you guys don't understand. Someone has to take it, okay? We can't leave it to the Greenlanders. God forbid, okay? You don't understand. Someone has to take it. It's real estate, man. Someone's got to take it. And it's got to be us. It's got to be us.
Military force.
One way it.
Dude, you can't. America has an insatiable, unyielding appetite for more conquest. And we must try to consistently dominate other countries. We've run out of options. China is dominating the global south with their favorable trade deals. We don't like that. So we just got to go to our allies and dominate them further. We got to go to the allies that we have, specifically Europe, Canada, maybe a little bit of Mexico too. Mexico's in the middle though, because they're also kind of Chinese aligned, you know? And we must do everything we can. I think the only thing holding this loyalty pledge to America right now is the rather cynical view that European leaders have that stems from Orientalism against China. They are just still, I think, more fearful of China in general and more fearful of even the aesthetics of socialism in general, even if China has made no inferences to spreading ideological socialism around the world at all, that like they're just like, yeah, we got to keep staying the course with America no matter how much they bully us. And that's it, you know? It's Russia, bro. What? Okay, it's Russia, bro, what? Great talking point. Who's more pro-Russia, China or Donald Trump? I mean it seriously. Like, the Chinese government is aligned with Russia because Russia is seen as like is seen to be attacking Western interests, right? But Donald Trump is outflanking everybody on this process and being like, no, Russia is awesome. Russia is killing it. We love Russia, don't we, folks? We need to put an end to this Vladimir Putin. You know? Check Twitter. Is it nuked for you? No. Oh my God. Kaya is snoring right now.
Any other we're going to get it.
For now, Greenland's a semi-autonomous part of Denmark, one of America's NATO allies. And 85% of people here say they do not want to be part of the United States, according to a recent poll. Many Greenlanders we've spoken to are suspicious of President Trump.
I'm very lucky to be born here.
A rare exception to that is Jorgen Boesen, a bricklayer.
I ordered it on the internet.
You got it online.
They found him. Got him. Why didn't he open his home to Usha's advances? So why is Trump getting close to Putin when they're allied with China and North Korea? I don't get this shit. OMG. Yeah, but Russia is a big ally of China, isn't it? I don't understand. Trump moves to Putin because of it. Yeah, I can't understand that. I can't give you a good answer for this. I'm sorry. I don't understand it either. I think it's this like forced reverse Sino-Soviet split where the American government will side with Russia and use Russia against China in their minds. But I don't know how valid of a plan of attack that is. Because the main enemy here is not Russia, it's China. That's the scary, that's the real scary enemy. So I think they perhaps believe that if they give favorable deals to Russia, then Russia will play ball and split from China. But I don't think that people who still remember the dissolution of the USSR and what came afterwards, even if they made out like bandits because they were Western aligned, I don't think those guys are going to forget what Western powers did anytime soon. Even though Russia itself is obviously a capitalist kleptocracy. They're not Soviet. They're not communist, socialist at all. Wait, what? Foreign policy shifts regionally. When Dems are in power, we partner with China and hurt Russia. When reps are in power, we favor Russia and harm China. No, that's not true. Democrats do not partner with China. Come on. Democrats have not partnered with China since the Obama era, where like Obama didn't even partner with China necessarily, but was just not as xenophobic as everybody else. There's never been a moment, I think, since Chinese global dominance where the American government hasn't treated China as like the number one vector of evil. They both hate maybe killing UE. They both hate EU more than anything, I guess. We're so fucked with capitalism. Dude, I can't even hear myself think because of how loud this bitch is snoring right now. It's crazy. Okay, man, Twitter is bricked for you. It's fine. Who cares? You're not on Twitter. You're on Twitch, okay? No, I'm not going to open up the noise gate.
Boesen told us he was Donald Trump Jr.'s guide when he made a controversial trip to Greenland in January.
What was the point of his visit?
I think it's a statement to China and Russia and say, stay away.
Wow, it was a political statement.
I think so.
The Vice President will meet with US service members later today at the Bidufik military base, which is about 1,000 miles north of here. But that...
Listen, my statement to the Inuit Greenlanders, okay, to the indigenous population of Greenland. I know that, you know, your major city is called Nuke, but that's not enough. You must get nukes instantly, immediately. You will never have autonomy and sovereignty without a standing military, but more importantly than a standing military, a nuclear arm. Okay? Maybe multiple. You must get nukes immediately. This is my warning. Look at Ukraine. They gave up the nukes. Look at what happened to Ukraine. Okay? Get nukes ASAP. Trust me. You're cooked if you don't get nukes. Get nukes immediately. Never give up those nukes. Otherwise, you are cooked. I promise you. I know how we operate, okay? Americans are parasitic. Our foreign policy is parasitic. We will take over. We will lie to you. We will gaslight you. We will make it seem, we will keep telling you over and over again that we're doing this for you, actually. You gotta get nukes or you will get dominated, okay? Yeah, I will do a fundraiser in the future to get the Inuit population of Greenland a nuclear armament immediately.
Base is critical to America's defense because if Russia ever targeted the US with ballistic missiles, the shortest route would be across the Arctic. Gail.
All right, Holly Williams reporting from Greenland. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, how we doing? Please, at ease. At ease. Good Lord, sit down and eat. Sit down and eat. Don't let the Vice President stop you guys from getting your chow here. How we doing? It's cold as shit here. Nobody told me. Well, thank you all for everything.
God, he's such a lame ass dude. He is like, yeah. Oh, I said shit. Hey, don't let the Vice President stop you from getting chow. Hey, you know me. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Am I right? Oh God, he is so lame. But that's so are many of our active duty service members. So I think he's trying to be nice here, though. No, this is marketing, man. This is him. This is no different than, oh, you're gonna get shit for that one. What? It's true. People always think that like active duty service members, there's many of them in here. Okay. Yes, y'all are a bunch of nerds. It's true. I don't know why people automatically assume that like if you're a veteran or if you're active duty service member that like you have to be held up to a different standard. Like look, yeah, there's hella nerds and lame asses in the military. What do you mean? It's America's largest jobs program. It's going to reflect broader American society. It's going to be very diverse and it's going to have a bunch of lame asses. How long have you served? ... Okay, good. Yeah, I haven't. I'd rather serve crack, okay, than serve this nation. Fuck you mean?
Everything you do, and thanks for having us. So please sit down, guys. Please. I wish you'd eat your food. Usha and I are thrilled to be here. It's a really beautiful flight, actually. You fly over some pretty cool spots. I've never been to Greenland. Apparently, I'm the first vice president to ever visit Greenland, so that's a pretty cool thing. But we're looking forward to hanging out and getting to know you guys and understanding what you do. So I think what do we have? So
only thing I'm serving out here is looks and the top of the hour ad break, which used to come at the top of the hour. It no longer comes at the top of the hour, but I still urge you to subscribe if you would like to support the broadcast. That's right. You can subscribe for $6 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster who is against the annexation of Greenland. Your subscription revenue will not be going to a nuclear armament strategy for Greenland. Okay? It's also 35% off gifted subs right now on the platform. So you can gift to your heart is filled with joy by allowing others to also be subscribers. They get badges. They get the opportunity to be able to send me links. Anyway. Also, isn't one of the reasons why you came to the U.S. for college to avoid mandatory conscription? No, that's not the reason. I just wanted to come to the United States for college in general. But that is just an extra benefit. Get a LeBron hat, take my Knicks off your head. If you're a Knicks fan, shouldn't you be excited that I'm wearing the hat? Throwing bagels at the wall. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Doc Wormelon. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Zin, thank you for the 5 gifted. Musashi 42, thank you for the 5 gifted. All right, let's see this weirdo try to be human around people. Barry Balls, thank you for the 10.
Mike, we're going to talk to the command and some of the Guardians about what exactly the base does and all the
Left Coastline, thank you for the 5. Not the real Chris Evans, thank you for the 5.
ways it contributes to national security. We're going to get a briefing, of course, about what you guys do every day. And then we're going to talk just about, as you've heard, we have some interest in Greenland from the Trump administration. So we're going to talk a little bit about that with our friends in the media. But I just want to say thank you all. Thanks for having us, and thanks for being here. Thanks for doing what you do. The colonel told me that this is a one-year unaccompanied duty station. When we were flying in, we were wondering whether you guys were allowed to bring your families here. So I know it's a lot of sacrifice to spend a year away from your families, but the mission is really important. The Trump administration, the president is really interested in Arctic security. As you all know, that's a big issue, and it's only going to get bigger over the coming decades. So thanks for doing what you do. What's the plan here? So I thought I was serving food, but it looks like y'all already got their food. What's the plan from here, guys? I'm sorry? Okay, we're going to get some food here too. Good, okay. All right, we're sitting right there? Yes. Fantastic. Great. Thank you all for having us.
Gifts are 35% off. The subs are 35% off.
Good.
Yeah, so he did that thing. He did the dang thing, okay? But that's not all. Here, let's watch why no one wants to meet U.S. Vice President Vance in Greenland from DW News.
President J.D. Vance has left for Greenland with his wife, Usha. On
the German broadcaster Deutsche Welle is not holding back on its commentary against the J.D. Vance charm offensive. It's kind of funny when you are trying to annex a country through peaceful means at first, and you send the most annoying loser there. Why? Like, do you really feel like people in Greenland are going to see J.D. Vance and go, oh, that's a guy who I want to lead my country. That's who I want to be in charge of here. Like, you couldn't find one guy. You don't have anybody that's like more fun. Send Pete Hegseth. Let him do some push-ups and, brave the cold with his beer blanket. Be like, hell yeah, I'm here in Greenland. I'm Pete Hegseth. I'm not drunk right now. Let me tell you, okay, we're doing OPSEC here. I'm gonna do some push-ups. Okay, I'm gonna do push-ups with the Inuit population, and if I win the push-up contest, then Greenland is mine. OPSEC is clear. Over and out.
A trip that will now only be stopping at a U.S. military base there. Their trip to the semi-autonomous Danish territory was revised after initial plans caused an uproar in both Greenland and Denmark. Leaders had called the planned visit a provocation following President Donald Trump's talk of U.S. annexation. Here's more on the reactions to that.
Greenlanders have made it clear. President Trump's threats and overtures aren't welcome. An announced visit by the vice president's wife, Usha Vance, to a popular dog sled race was seen as an attempt to pile on even more pressure. That sparked furious reactions from Greenlandic leaders, including outgoing Prime Minister Jebediah. He told local media that the very aggressive American pressure against Greenlandic society is now so serious that the level cannot be raised any higher. Denmark's Prime Minister also criticized the trip.
This is clearly not a visit that is about what Greenland needs or what Greenland wants from the outside right now. And therefore I have to say that it's unacceptable pressure that's being put on both Greenland and Denmark in this situation. And it's a pressure that we will resist.
After the outcry, Vice President J.D. Vance announced he would come as well, but said that the visit would be limited to a remote U.S. military base.
Mr. Wife guy, he's like, oh, you guys don't want my wife? Well, guess what? I'm coming now, and I'm way more annoying than she is, okay? I'll show you. Is U.S. invading Greenland grounds for Article 5 being used against us? Is such a funny question because NATO is America. It's an expression of American might. It is an American security agreement. It is in some ways supposed to keep you protected from America. If you drop that, there's no Article 5 against America. NATO is not going to create like a military resistance against the United States of America. It's so funny. No, that's not how this works. The entirety of the European continent is functionally a vassal for American interests.
Hey guys, it's J.D. Vance, the Vice President, and you know there was so much excitement around Usha's visit to Greenland this Friday that I decided that...
No, literally the opposite. The opposite happened, and that's why he's there.
I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her. I'm going to visit some of our guardians in the Space Force on the northwest coast of Greenland, and also just check out what's going on with the security there of Greenland. As you know, it's really important.
This is where the Vances are set to visit.
He's going to check it out. He's going to check out the security situation. He's going to check out the security situation, okay? Let me tell you. Excuse me, I have a very urgent, important matter to ask you about the state, authenticity, and journalism on your platform. Please name 3 players on the Knicks without Googling. I can't, and I don't care. I've never said I was a Knicks fan. I'm just wearing my buddy's hat who left it behind. Also, I wear t-shirts that have bands on them too, and I will not. I refuse to. It's a cool hat. I don't care about the Knicks at all. I don't know ball. I don't need the know ball. I don't care. There it is.
Visit the Bidufik Space Base. The U.S. military has been stationed there for decades, with radar arrays here forming a vital part of America's early warning system against nuclear attack during the Cold War, and still today. The U.S. has long regarded the vast, sparsely populated island as strategically important, thanks to its location. Greenland sits at a crossroads between the U.S., Canada, the European Union, and Russia. But it's climate change and rising temperatures that have turbocharged Washington's interest. On Greenland itself, melting ice is presenting the chance to exploit the island's massive untapped natural wealth, including minerals critical to the green transition. Warming waters around Greenland and in the Arctic Ocean beyond are also opening up new shipping lanes and new areas for gas and oil drilling. That's attracted Russian and Chinese interest as well. Denmark welcomed the news that the Vances would only visit the airbase, seen as a de-escalation, but it's unlikely that Greenlanders have heard the last about U.S. interest in their territory.
Marcus Valentin is a journalist from the Greenlandic Broadcasting Corporation, KNR, and he's joining us now from the capital, Nuuk. Welcome, Marcus. Can I ask you, how do Greenlanders feel about this?
Just by vibes alone, I don't think this guy is on board with America invading and annexing Greenland. I'm just looking at his fit, and it kind of feels like he's not going to be on board with America doing military conquest.
This visit from the U.S. Vice President.
Well, the initial reaction was a shock. If this was an escalation attempt.
Like, he looks like he would be a part of like a revolutionary communist party that now has a social democratic slant and is anti-immigrant but pro expanding the social safety nets only marginally. He looks like the average European leftist guy. I'm joking. I don't know what his background is at all. I'm just memeing, okay?
But as we've seen that he will only visit the Bidufik space base, there's been a sigh of relief among the population up here because the demonstrations are now called off. It is also, there is a feeling of proudness that all the hard work from the different Greenlanders wanting to make mass protests and the politicians trying to get Trump to back off his plans and J.D. Vance to back off his plans has finally, in some sort of way, worked where they are de-escalating the conflict.
Keep being racist, bro. That is such a racist and misogynistic take. Keep being racist, bro. Standing ovation. Wait, misogynistic? What? What are you saying? Like I'm being an anti-Danish racist, but also simultaneously misogynistic. What simulation are you seeing through, man? I think you gotta. White racism is racism. Is true. As a white man, I'm a anti-white racist. Why did you say I was being misogynistic though? Bro, you should see not through the simulation, but you should look and find your lithium prescription and take it to the nearest CVS instantly, okay? I think you ran out.
At least in the short term, because when I talk to international experts in international politics through the Arctic, they say that this is sort of an escalation also in the long term.
There are reports of US officials going door to door in Greenland to try and find some residents who are prepared to give J.D. Vance and his wife a warmer welcome. Can you confirm that that happened?
I can confirm that happened. I have some sources that was planning the visit, that was trying to set up some visits, and have gotten rejections from everywhere. And we have also heard from different vendors here in Nuuk that people came up to them and said that they wanted to make a PR stunt. They wanted Usha to come and have this beautiful visit where they said, well, she can enter as a guest and pay a ticket just like everyone else. And as far as I have heard, they weren't interested in that.
All right. Do you know if there was any outreach?
Like, I know the Greenland population is not massive, right? But you couldn't find one person. Like, that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's awesome. Holy crap. Like, but you couldn't find one person. Like, there's 31,000 people in here, which is, I assume, close to, like, if not half of Greenland's population, maybe the same size. I don't know what Greenland's total population number is. Okay. But I'm sure there's one person, even in this community right now, that would host J.D. Vance at their home. Like, and not even on some like weird shit. Like, they would do it because they're a fan enough of the prospect of having J.D. Vance in their home. That's amazing.
By the US, any attempt at all to coordinate this visit with the Greenlandic?
They couldn't find one person who they wanted to show. They definitely found freaks who would hurt them if they revealed. No, this administration doesn't care about freaks, dude. Are you kidding me? They already did that with the freaks. There's that MAGA patriot who was wearing the Thug Life Trump t-shirt. There's that one MAGA Greenlander. They don't care. I don't think that guy has a house. I think that's the problem. I think that's the issue. They just did, like, the only people that were down with the whole Trump regime, the Trump annexation, simply did not have housing.
Or Danish authorities at all?
I'm not aware of if there has been any official talks. Up here in Greenland, we know that there are some people, American citizens, that has worked alongside the administration to invite them to Greenland as a private visit. But as far as how much of an attempt they've had in cooperating with the Greenlandic and the Danish government, it's hard to say. But we know from the Greenlandic politicians, at least, that they are not. They have expressed to the U.S. officials that they are not welcome in Greenland because a coalition government is still in the talks, or were still in the talks. It is now being presented later today here in Nuuk, a new government. But it is seen as, from the Greenlandic perspective, as
It's because JD is trying to meet with the libtards in Nuuk. He can't roll with the hillbillies down south in Kakortok or Kasimiut. He gets seasick. I tried to say those names. I'm so sorry. Our GeoGuessr wizard in here knows more about Greenland than I ever will And I apologize to the Greenlanders for butchering the way to say those places. Wait, those are real? Yes, MHUD definitely knows. MHUD 100% knows Greenland inside and out. If it's on Google Maps, he knows it, okay?
Not a good move from the US to come when there isn't a functioning government.
Right. I mean, Greenland's acting prime minister apparently called this trip a provocation, a demonstration of power, and asked the international community to step up. What do you think he's expecting from the international community?
That's very, very difficult to answer because, as we've seen so far, there's been harsh rhetoric from the Greenlandic side, and also the Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, has chimed in on that and has amped up her rhetoric. We know that the Danish government has been in UN in these couple of days and also talked with other state leaders. And we know in Denmark that they are working as much as possible to get a solution on this and trying to talk, especially with the European.
How she missed that shot, bro. That was the easiest shot of my life. Terrible pool player.
Partners, but just what it is that the Greenlandic politicians want the other nations to do and actually show in support of Greenland is not very clear as of yet. But when the new government the new government coalition is signed later today in Nuuk, and a new government is soon formally formed, I think we will know pretty soon what it is that the Greenlandic government will expect from the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Donald Trump says the US needs Greenland for its national security. He said, quote, America will go as far as we have to go to gain control of the island. And then we've got the Danish Prime Minister saying Greenland is part of the Danish kingdom. That is not going to change. What do the Greenlanders say, Marcus?
There's hardly any Greenlanders up here that wants to be part of the US. There is a minority of Greenlanders that want to have a closer ties with the US. And a lot of Greenlanders up here, especially up until recently, wants closer economic ties with the US, both in minerals, mining, natural resources, but also in fishing and other trading goods that Greenland can provide. Because Greenlanders have this saying, we are open for business. They don't really discriminate against who they want to work with and trade with. And they see US as a huge trading partner and a huge possibility to have more trade with the US. But in the last couple of...
It's not my mic that's popping, it's their mic. It's Doshevela's mic popping.
...weeks, as far as how that will change now, as of Donald Trump saying that he wants to annex the country and will go as far as he will, as far as he can to annex the country. This can change, but we're all waiting for the new government to be formed and to see what policies they will implement afterwards.
Marcus Valentin, journalist in Nuuk, Greenland. Marcus, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's that real sock them audio right there. China's economy czar invites EU trade chief to jointly resist tariff threats. Ooh, using the... Never let an opportunity go to waste. When your enemy is making a mistake, do not disrupt them. China's coming in hot. Chinese century of prosperity. China rising. Both China and EU have seen their relations with the U.S. sour over President Donald Trump's tariff policies. Since taking office in January, Trump has imposed 20% additional tariffs on all Chinese imports. It's conspiratory to think that the Republicans believe in climate change, but say they don't because they know they can profit off of it. What? Yeah, I mean, you can say you don't believe in climate change, but then still recognize that the climate is changing, you know? Hasan Reactions is one of the best ones in the React channel.